everyone, I'm Naya Kete. My younger brother Imani and my partner Lee John are all in this pop reggae band called Say Real. Say Real is dedicated to championing women's equality. One of our greatest passions is to uplift the next generation of women, young girls, young women coming up in the world as leaders. So today, we're going to talk about just that. Before we jump into it though, I want to shout out our Real Sayers. Real Sayers are a group of like-minded individuals brought together by the music of Say Real on a mission to being the change they wish to see in the world. If this sounds like a community you want to be a part of, be sure to stay to the end of the video to find out how. I feel really blessed to have always known that my passion is music. That being said, I was not always focused. One of the best pieces of advice that I can give to young women is to do the soul searching required to know what it is you're passionate about and how you want to change the world. Get focused on that passion and know that you can begin to do things right now, today, to set yourself up for success in that area. It's not uncommon for young men and boys to be under an incredible amount of pressure to figure out who they are, what they want to do, and how they're going to make an impact in the workforce. There is no reason why young girls and young women shouldn't be supported in that same thing. Take the pressure off and be encouraged, knowing that you can achieve anything you want in the world, any dream you desire for yourself, as long as you are dedicated, focused, and you can develop that dedication and focus right now. And if you're somebody who wants to uplift the next generation of young women, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with all the young women, parents, educators, and men in your life. Going into the next part of this video, I want you to know that I really created it with the intention of sharing with girls and young women the things that I wish I had known when I was younger, that I feel like would have helped me be set up for success sooner. That's not to say that I'm not grateful for everything that I've gone through in my life and the woman that I've become today and the music that I make with Lee John and Imani and Say Real. That being said, I think certain ideas that we share today would have helped me immensely on my journey. Not only do I know this from personal experience, I know this because I'm teaching these very same things to my younger sister, to other young women in my life, and I see the positive change it has in them.
Your mind is your greatest asset. Contrary to what modern society might be trying to tell you, as a young woman you have a tremendous amount of power. Make sure the things that you are programming your mind with are positive, uplifting, and are feeling good to you and make you feel empowered and good about yourself. As much time as you spend reading, watching TV, on Instagram, watching YouTube videos, and taking in information, cultivate your own unique ideas. Ideas are your power. They are where everything creative in this world comes from. It comes from an idea. So spend time cultivating those ideas and share those ideas with the world through music, song, poetry, video, photography, speaking, creating groups in your school, creating groups among your friends. Stay active in creatively expressing your ideas. Turn off the TV, turn off your phone, spend some time with yourself and figure out who it is that you are and how it is that you want to positively affect the world around you.
Know that you're not going to be feeling 100% all of the time. Half of the time you're going to be feeling amazing, half the time you're going to be feeling more down. But just know that accepting that and figuring out how to navigate through both of those highs and lows is how you'll be able to enjoy life and live it to the fullest.
Perfection is not a thing. All of the quote-unquote imperfections that I'm sure you can make a list of right now are part of what makes you who you are. And who you are is beautiful, who you are is loved, and who you are is worthy. You're worthy by default. You're worthy because you're here, you exist, you came into being. There is no one human being worth more than any other human being. We are all worthy by default. Take heart in that, own that, and carry yourself with confidence. imperfections and all.
Oftentimes, as a young woman, you're probably going to run into people talking about you behind your back. In my observation, young women in general will use words to hurt each other versus young men are going to fight to hurt. They're literally going to hit each other to hurt each other.
Those who talk behind your back are behind you for a reason.
When somebody says something mean about you behind your back, it is always about their own insecurity. There's a reason that they're not addressing the problem with you directly because they're afraid to. They're probably trying to feed their own ego and make themselves feel better about themselves by putting you down behind your back. When you run into that, understand it's their issue, they're going through something hard, and don't take it on personally. You can let these things roll off your back if you understand that it is not about you, it's about them. You can take that understanding even further by introducing compassion. Hurt people generally hurt other people.
What you say online matters. Whenever you type something, know that there's a human being on the other side of that. Choose wisely what you take the time to share. I don't believe sharing hatred is ever necessary. If you don't have something nice to say, it's not necessary to share. But spreading love and positivity and sharing a comment with someone, you never know how much that can uplift their day. So if you're gonna share something online, let it be something that lifts people up.
I want women of all ages to always pay attention to how they treat other women of all ages. The guys just spoke about letting negative comments that people share about you behind your back just roll off you. In order to create environments and communities where that's not an issue, it really starts with taking responsibility for how it is that we treat one another. As women, we can feel really competitive with each other. We can feel really threatened by each other. We can feel like we have to mark and protect our territory. And I would implore you to let your guard down around each other. Take care of each other. Support one another. Treat each other with respect. You don't have to like her, but you do have to respect her.
Communicate clearly. It's really important that if you have something you need to say, that you say it. Realize that you're an individual and you have the right to communicate the way that you're feeling. You have the right to communicate your thoughts. You have the right to communicate your ideas. Don't be afraid to put that into practice and communicate with the world around you as clearly as you can. Next time you run into a situation where you don't know how to communicate what it is you're feeling, take some time, maybe even write it down, collect your thoughts, and then clearly express that to somebody that you need to express it to. This is going to become a very useful skill as you're going to become a leader later on in your life. You may even be a leader now. In being able to effectively communicate ideas as a leader, you first have to make sure that you're clear about what you feel and what you think and what you're going to say before you say it.
As Lee mentioned, a big part of communicating clearly is collecting your thoughts. I find this really useful for two reasons. The first being when I'm trying to express a feeling, particularly to somebody that I love, that feels really hard to talk about. Collecting my thoughts ahead of time will help me to go into the conversation feeling much more secure. The second way is when I'm sharing an idea, whether that's an idea in school, with people I work with. Anytime I'm in a position of leadership, there are times when I have a lot of nervous energy about that. There are times when it really stresses me out. There are times when I have a seed of an idea, but it's not fully developed yet, so I don't know if I want to say anything. It's always best to be forthcoming. It's always great to use your voice. And part of being able to use your voice effectively is collecting your thoughts ahead of time so that you can go into conversations like that with a little bit more confidence and therefore shed some of that nervous energy. Speaking of leadership, I think it's really important for women to advocate for themselves to be in decision-making roles. Don't be afraid to assert yourself. Don't be afraid to own that you're the best person to do the job. And don't be afraid to speak up about it. Raise your hand.